Daniela Marie Obughao, and this is what it takes to make a wedding cake. In culinary school, they did a section of pastry, and it was the first time where the butter and the sugar, it just felt like home. Whereas everything else I was doing in school, it was not as natural or easy. So in the end, I guess it found me, and I didn't really have a choice. My name is Chef Daniela Marie Obughao, and I am a chef and a cake artist, owner of Fab Cakes. I get on my iPad and I start sketching. Sometimes it's easy, where they're looking for something that matches the florals and things like that, and then there's other times where they really don't know that. So I have to dig deeper and figure out what your aesthetic is. It's not just even about them or just even about me, it's actually about us together and creating something that represents them. So I would tell them to leave their Pinterest things at home and just enjoy it. You get enough stress with planning a wedding, the cake be cake, because cake is meant to put a smile on your face and enjoy. So it was an honor to be making cakes. It was something of real value. I was fulfilling. Everything really changed and clicked. I think that's where the Fab Cakes really came from. I want the cake to taste as moist and as fresh as possible. I think the taste is the most important part of the cake. I mix the butter by hand. I think it makes a difference. I feel my heart goes into the design, and then it's my soul that goes into the butter. So you get to the wedding and you're overwhelmed how beautiful the tables are, and the centerpieces and the ambience and the lighting, and you're totally blown away. And then all the way in the corner of the room, you're looking at what's not. You're not looking at a wedding cake anymore. You're looking at a piece of art that fits the room. And when you walk next to it, it smells sweet and delicious. Your eyes fix on it. You smell it. So now all of a sudden, it starts oh my gosh, I get to eat it. And you get to look at it for almost the whole night, at least 4 hours. So far, I never heard of anybody having a completely perfect picture wedding of everything they wanted. Something always goes wrong, and my biggest fear is they're gonna turn around and say oh, it was the cake that was wrong. And thank God in 3 years nobody ever said that. But I'm learning to be confident with it, and that I should be more forthcoming. Friday is the toughest day. We covered the whole stack. I would say the covering is the hardest because it's freezing in here. The cakes are big and I'm only 5 feet, and even though my clogs add an extra 2 inches, which really does help, I have to be smarter about it, standing in the buckets, or I lean on the table, more it's hot. My whole team is here around the clock, where you can't really mess up, and there is no second chance. You have to work smarter, not harder, honestly. You should feel it. You should put your heart into it, because you're creating something for someone's wedding day. It's a day that they'll never forget. And it's an honor to be a part of celebration. That's probably the biggest virtue, I would say. It's done when I say it's done. I don't care what was on the sketch. I don't care what was talked about in an email or on a phone call. It's done when I think it looks like a completed work. Man, it is a piece of art at the wedding. I know the inside's great, but it has to look appropriate and right, and that's my art. On my cake, you can eat everything's 100% eatable. Everything made by hand, 1 petal at a time. Painted individually, feels so fast that I draw it on a piece of paper, and then boom, it's literally right there in front of me. And it feels so real.